Hey friends, Pastor Bill Walden here. Hope you're doing well. When disagreements turn into conflicts, then life gets very, very difficult. It's not wrong for Christians to have disagreements. We see that in the book of Acts in chapter 15 when the early church was trying to decide how to treat the Gentiles, and they weren't sure how to handle them. There was a meeting in Jerusalem, and things got intense, but there was resolution. But when disagreements turn to conflict, we need to learn how to resolve that conflict. We need to understand conflict resolution. One of the things that's really easy for us in life is to have blind spots, to not recognize things in our own lives that need to change. We need to address some things. And it's difficult to see a blind spot. David said in Psalm 139, "Search me, O God, know my heart. Try me, know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." So David asked God to search his heart. Jesus said something very similar in Luke chapter 6, kind of a parallel thing, but he said, whereas David said in Psalm 139, "God, you search me," Jesus said, "Search yourself." In essence, those were his words. Let me read to you from Luke chapter 6. Jesus said this, "How can you say to your brother, 'Brother, let me remove the speck that is in your eye,' when you yourself do not see the plank that is in your own eye? Hypocrite. First remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck that is in your brother's eye." Jesus isn't discounting the fact that our friends, acquaintances, family members, co-workers might indeed have a speck in their eye. But what Jesus is saying, you haven't taken the time to remove the plank, the long board out of your own eye. In other words, you haven't taken the time to do some self-examination. Now, Jesus was having this conversation with the religious leaders of his day, and they were the ones that were the fault finders. Their mode of operation, their standard operating procedure was to go through life and find fault with everybody else. And they may have been right at times, but they never took the time to examine themselves. When disagreements turn into conflict, many times we can't resolve that conflict because we don't take the time to examine ourselves. Once again, I want to encourage you, if you're a follower of Christ, ask yourself these questions. Am I frequently in conflict with a lot of people? Have I lost a lot of friendships? Have I gone from one circle of friends to another circle of friends more often than you would think would be normal? If so, it might be time for some self-examination. Maybe there's some planks in your eyes. Maybe there's some blind spots that you haven't seen. It doesn't mean that you don't have some clear perception about other people. It doesn't mean that. But Jesus said you can't do a good job of helping others see their lesser faults or their lesser problems when you yourself have a greater problem. It just doesn't make sense. So I really want to encourage you. Conflict resolution requires what David said in Psalm 139, "God, search me, show me if there's any wicked way in me." And then Jesus followed it up, if you will, with a very similar exhortation, search yourself. And once again, look at your own life and ask yourself, do I have a plank in my eye of insecurity? Do I have a plank in my eye of fear, of being disapproved of? Do I have a plank in my eye of pride that keeps me from seeing things clearly? Do I have a plank in my eye of, I don't know, any number of things? Did this plank start in my eye as a speck, and has it grown into a plank over the years because I haven't dealt with it? And if we have a plank in our eye, we're viewing life through a plank. And there's no way that we can see clearly. So I want to encourage you, if you're a follower of Jesus, do what David did in Psalm 139. "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me, know my anxious thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and then lead me, God." And right along with that, Jesus said, and then examine yourself. And once again, it's easy for us to learn how to live with planks in our eyes, but we're much better without them. So when we take the planks out of our own eyes, conflict resolution comes much more quickly. So God bless you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.